Hi students, and welcome to week 1 of our discussion around basic marketing research. And you should read chapters 2 through 4, which deal about research process, ethics involved around that, as well as problem formulation and exploratory research. Now, what we're really wanting to do is avoid a really common mistake, which is expensive marketing research that answers the wrong question really well. If we define the wrong problem, we can run into a really technically perfect study that will still deliver results that will not help us. You know, I worked at an agency before here at Blue Ridge Community College, and sometimes we might get a request from a client saying something like, hey, can you run this survey to prove our campaign worked? And that really is a red flag. You should never use research to inform justify decisions you've already made. You want to use them to inform the decisions you make. So in agency work, a really easy way to waste budget is to skip the problem definition and jump right into the tactics. So surveys, focus groups, or analytic reports. So really in the basics, marketing research is a sequence of activities aimed at providing information for decision making. We start with problem definition. We review existing information, we decide whether we need new data or we need to analyze results and report what it means for a decision. 2 reminders: some research should be avoided and ethics is not optional. We had a situation where we had a company that we worked with who ran some of the analytics around websites and Google, and some of the ways they collected that data was a little unethical. It was mining data out of people without their consent or permission, which in this day and age gets a little murky with how many things are available. So we want to make sure that the ethical implications of what we're doing is really clear. So a decision problem is what the decision maker must decide. So a research problem is the decision problem rewritten in research terms so we can study it. Think of it as translating what should we do into what do we need to learn. Here's a little example. Enrollment is down. What should we change next term? That's a decision problem. The research problem is which channels drive qualified inquiries and what barriers stop applications from coming through. Which messages increase the intent for other students to apply. So a pattern at my previous agency would be clients arrive with a tactic request. We need a new website. And we would want to reframe that into a decision that was meant to improve something. So we want then to define the research problem before selecting that method. So before creating all of that new website, you want to make sure that you're clearly defining what the problem is it's answering. Exploratory research is what helps to clarify what is really happening and helps formulate your decision problem. So it's often a precursor to other research and not the final answer. The pitfall is overweighing that insight in ways that it makes it feel fast and convincing. So examples, doing really in-depth interviews or focus groups and reviewing existing documents and internal data. So sometimes before you do a survey, you want to have some stakeholder or customer interviews to make sure that you are capturing real language and decision-making criteria, and that sometimes will then change the way you set up those survey questions. So for this week, our assignment is we're going to talk about sort of the limits and the ways that marketing research really assists in how we do our marketing.